All right, Damiana, take 5. This is me. This is the behind the scenes that you're seeing in front of the camera. Okay, today I have an herb that I will be introducing to you, and I'm really excited about this one. It's not one that maybe many of you have heard of, but it's one that has been in use for thousands of years. So, what are we going to start with? What do I always start with, you all? I start with the question. And here's your question, something to think about as we go along. Have you noticed that your energy has shifted? That stress hits differently than it used to? That your mood, your vitality, and your overall feeling of self has been quietly changing? And maybe it's been the past year, maybe it's been the past 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. If you are in perimenopause or menopause, or honestly, any season of a woman's life that feels a little heavy, I want to introduce you to a plant that women have been reaching for centuries for exactly those reasons. And it is called Damiana. And she has been waiting for you. And look, just going to show you. Damiana is present in our Rock Steady blend, our smokable herb blend. Okay? Damiana, which is also Tumera diffusa, is a small shrub that is native to Central America, Mexico, and the Caribbean. It produces small yellow flowers and has been used medicinally by indigenous centuries for thousands of years. It's classified in herbalism as an adaptogen, a nervine, and a tonic. Okay? Meaning that it will help the body adapt to stress, it supports the nervous system, and it restores vitality over time. Historically, Damiana has been used for energy and endurance, for a mood elevation and hormonal balance, for nervous system support, hormonal balance in women, and then libido and vitality. It was used in the Maya by Mexican healers and eventually made its way to European and American herbal medicine, where it became known specifically as a women's tonic. That ancestral knowledge is not accidental, it is intentional because plants earn their reputations over thousands of years. Let's talk about what it does. So we're going to break it down in sections. As far as a nervous system tonic, Damiana has a gentle but real effect on the nervous system. It calms without sedating, energizes without stimulating. So for women in perimenopause dealing with nervous system dysregulation, mood swings, and feelings of being simultaneously exhausted and wired, Damiana helps to restore the balance. So you're tired, but you can't go to sleep. Okay? Damiana to the rescue. Mood support. So Damiana has been used for mild depression and low mood for centuries. The hormonal fluctuations of perimenopause and menopause directly impact serotonin and dopamine pathways, okay, in the brain. Damiana supports mood through an action on the nervous system and the mild phytoestrogen properties. So, energy and vitality. It is not a stimulant, so it does not spike and crash. Okay? Damiana is restorative. It's a restorative tonic. It builds energy over time, supporting the adrenal glands and reducing the drain of chronic stress on the body. I've talked about the adrenal glands when I talked about skin signals. And so you may want to go back a few videos. I'll see if I can put it up here at the end of the video. But when you understand how the body functions and then you hear an herb as an adaptogen or a nervine or a tonic, you'll better understand how that particular herb can support you, or maybe you need to look at something else. Okay? So, also for libido and vitality, I'm going to say, because rarely, if ever, does anyone mention it, Damiana has a long history of use for supporting libido in women. Because we get to that age and the changes in the desire and it's real in perimenopausal and menopausal women. It's rooted in hormonal shifts. Okay? Nervous system fatigue and also stress. Damiana addresses all three of those. So I want to be direct, right, with our perimenopause and menopausal community. And that is about why this herb matters specifically in this season of life. In perimenopause and menopause, the adrenal glands take on a larger role in hormonal production, or hormone production, I'll say. It's the ovaries are transitioning, if you even still have your ovaries at this season of your life, right? Because so many of us have had hysterectomies, and we need to become more educated even on that, okay? When the adrenals are overworked, adrenals, stress, cortisol is spiking, okay? It's poor sleep, nutritional deficiency, any of those things, the whole hormonal cascade suffers. So all of those hormones that are supposed to bring balance and work together are suffering, because what needs to happen is if the body is out of balance, right? And things are depleting or shifting, then those things are affected. The mood, the sleep, all of those things are disrupted. Okay, so Damiana supports the adrenal glands directly, and it helps the body manage stress more efficiently, which protects the hormone resources that your adrenals are now responsible for producing. Additionally, the mood and energy support that Damiana provides addresses two of the most common and least discussed symptoms of menopause. It's that flatness, right? Or just low grade sadness. There's this undercurrent of sadness, not quite depression. And then it's fatigue that sleep just cannot address. So it's a low grade, you just like, you know, we don't talk about that enough in our communities. Just feeling the overall feeling, I'm just sad. Okay, unfulfilled. Those topics really need to be discussed more in our circles and with our care providers. And they oftentimes, especially for women in the medical field, we are dismissed, quickly dismissed. Okay, but those feelings are valid, they are real, they are present, and the longer we avoid dealing with them, the longer our bodies are suffering, because we are not addressing what is diminishing, which are the hormones. Our hormones are out of balance. If I can get that out. Okay? A few ways to work with Damiana is as a tea. So you can use 1 to 2 teaspoons of dried Damiana leaves and steep it for 5 to 10 minutes. It is very bitter and it has an earthy flavor. So some honey will help kind of tone that out just a little bit with a little bit of sweetness. But now let me also add, right, when you're using these herbal blends like these are, since they're not roots, they don't require you to use boiling water. You just want to get this too hot. So you're looking at about 165 to 175 degrees. Do not boil it, because oftentimes when you boil these, you are losing the constituents that will help. So you're just boiling that stuff out and it's dissipating or evaporating out and you're losing all of those necessary constituents that you even bought the plant for. Okay. So just water to heat. You put it in a steeper. Make sure that you cover your cup, whether you have a steeper or not, or you put it directly in the cup, put a saucer over it, whatever you do, just cover it for those 5 or 10 minutes. Let it sit and then sip on your tea. And so we mentioned before, this is over time. You have to allow herbs to get into your system and start to provide the necessary nutrients or support that your body needs. Okay? As a tincture. So a tincture, right? That support is it's great because it's more concentrated and it goes where? The last video we talked about sublingual. It goes under the tongue, so it gets right into the bloodstream. And then as a smokable herbal blend. And I showed you all our packet before. This particular pack, it holds 7.2 grams, which is enough for 6 king size smokes if you decide that you want to smoke. So also this blend, the entire blend, it says here, even on the pack, sip, smoke, burn. You can sip this, you can smoke it, you can burn it. Okay? You don't have to smoke these if you prefer not to. All right? So that entire blend you can use for that if you're interested. If not, then giving you the information, you can purchase Damiana on your own. All right. So Damiana is one of the herbs traditionally smoked for mood and nervous system effects. It is present in our blend, as I just shared with you. So one note, Damiana has mild phytoestrogenic activity. So if you have a hormone sensitive condition, okay, any hormonal system condition, you need to consult with your healthcare provider before adding it to your ritual or your program. And as always, you need to know your body. Know your body, know your history, and work with a qualified herbalist, such as myself. I'm here. 3 things. Our smokable herb blends are available featuring Damiana. It's on the website linked below. Subscribe. Our Herb Spotlight series will continue every single week as we go deeper. And then drop a comment. Have you heard of Damiana before? Have you used it? If so, let me know in the comments. It looks good to feel good. So love you. I am Chantel with Love You Studios Holistic Wellness Center. Until next time, take care.